For the longest time, I believed my skin was simply difficult. No matter what cleanser I used, how many products I tried, or how expensive the routine became, my skin stayed irritated, unpredictable, and constantly on edge. Some mornings, it looked calm. Other days, it looked like it was punishing me for something I didn't understand. I kept adding more steps, more serums, more solutions, and with every new product, I hoped things would finally change. But they didn't. The truth didn't hit me when I bought something new. It hit me when I stopped doing something old. My skin wasn't breaking out because it needed more. It was breaking out because I was doing too much. I didn't need a better routine. I needed fewer mistakes. So I stripped everything back, removed the habits that were silently damaging my skin, and what followed was the clearest skin I'd had in years. This is that story. Not what I added, but what I finally let go of. Step 1. I stopped touching my face without realizing it. This was the habit I never paid attention to. Touching my face without thinking. I did it while looking at my phone, resting my chin in my hand, adjusting my hair, or wiping sweat. It felt harmless, but every single time I was transferring bacteria, oils, and dirt directly onto my skin. No product, no matter how good, can protect you from your own hands. When I finally made myself conscious of this habit, everything changed. I became aware of how often my fingers wandered toward my face. I started pulling my hands away, keeping them busy, and keeping them away from my cheeks, jawline, and forehead. And the breakouts that always clustered around the same spots, they slowly stopped appearing. I didn't clear my skin with a miracle serum. I cleared it by breaking a habit I didn't even know was controlling my skin. Step 2. I stopped switching products every time I panicked. I used to treat my skin like an emergency. One breakout, and I would replace my cleanser, 2 new bumps, and I'd throw out my moisturizer, a little redness, and I'd buy the strongest active I could find. I never gave my skin time to adjust or trust anything. My routine became a revolving door of half-used bottles, and my skin never got the chance to stabilize. When I finally stopped changing products impulsively, my skin began to breathe again. I committed to one routine, repeated it quietly, and let time do its work. And for the first time, my skin didn't feel under attack. It felt supported, understood, and steady. It wasn't a product that changed everything. It was patience. A kind of patience I had never allowed myself to practice until I realized my skin needed calm, not chaos. Step 3. I stopped over-cleansing and destroying my barrier. For years, I believed cleansing was the solution to every problem my skin had. If I felt oily, I washed my face. If I saw a breakout forming, I washed again. If I felt irritated, I grabbed a harsher cleanser, convinced that deeper cleaning would somehow save me. I didn't realize I was punishing my skin for trying to protect me. That tight, dry, almost shiny feeling after cleansing wasn't proof that my face was clean. It was a sign that my barrier had been stripped raw. And a damaged barrier is like an open door. Irritation walks in freely, breakouts become more frequent, redness lingers longer, and your skin loses the ability to defend itself. When I finally stopped over-cleansing, my skin reacted almost like someone who had been waiting to breathe again. I reduced my routine to one gentle cleanse in the morning and a calm, unhurried wash at night. I switched from hot water to lukewarm, and I stopped scrubbing like I was trying to erase something. Within weeks, I noticed changes I had never seen before. The constant burning sensation disappeared. My skin stopped peeling around the nose and mouth. Even my breakouts softened because my skin wasn't in panic mode anymore. It was the first time I understood something simple yet powerful. Your skin doesn't want to be stripped. It wants to be supported, and cleansing less wasn't neglect. It was respect. Step 4. I stopped overloading my night routine. Nighttime used to be the moment I attacked my skin with everything I had. I believed that the more I applied, the faster I'd see results. So I layered serum after serum, following techniques I saw online. Brightening one night, exfoliating the next, retinol the third, calming products in between, and thick moisturizers on top of everything. But instead of glowing, my skin looked suffocated. It felt heavy, congested, and overwhelmed, like it didn't know what to respond to. Every morning, I woke up with new irritation, new bumps, or a strange dullness that no amount of products seemed to fix. The night everything changed was the night I removed half my routine and focused on letting my skin breathe. I chose one active ingredient, not 5. I used a lighter moisturizer, not a thick mask every night. I started paying attention to how my skin felt, not how many steps I thought I needed. My nighttime routine shifted from a battlefield to a place of rest. And the next morning, for the first time in a long time, my skin felt comfortable. Not perfect, not transformed, but comfortable. Over time, my pores looked less congested, my texture smoothed, and the constant redness I used to blame on sensitive skin quietly faded. I realized something important. Just because nighttime is when your skin repairs itself doesn't mean you should overload it with tasks. Healing requires clarity. And my skin finally started healing when I let it rest instead of smothering it. Step 5. I stopped ignoring stress, sleep, and my lifestyle. This was the step I resisted the most because it forced me to look beyond skincare. I had always tried to separate my skin from my life, as if what happened emotionally, mentally, or physically had nothing to do with what appeared on my face. But the truth was unavoidable. My worst breakouts didn't happen because of products. They happened after weeks of stress, after nights of shallow sleep, after long days of skipping meals, after moments when I felt overwhelmed. My skin was not misbehaving. It was responding. When I finally slowed down and acknowledged the connection, everything shifted. I didn't overhaul my lifestyle overnight. I made small, realistic changes. I slept a little earlier instead of scrolling till exhaustion. I kept water beside me instead of forgetting to drink for half the day. I ate meals on time instead of pushing through hunger. I took short breaks when I felt tension building. And slowly, without any new product or complicated routine, my skin began to reflect that change. The constant flare-ups softened. The anger in my skin, the redness, the irritation, the stubborn bumps started to ease. My face looked more balanced, more alive, more stable. It became clear that healing wasn't just happening on the surface, it was happening inside me. My skin wasn't asking for perfection, it was asking for care. And once I stopped ignoring the life behind my skin, it finally stopped reacting and started recovering. What finally cleared my skin wasn't a product, it wasn't a treatment, it wasn't a holy grail ingredient. It was stopping the habits that were harming me without my awareness. The touching, the switching, the scrubbing, the overloading, the ignoring. Letting go became more powerful than adding more, and in that simplicity, my skin found balance again. Your skin is smarter than you think. It wants fewer battles, fewer shocks, fewer experiments. It wants steadiness. When you stop working against it, you finally give it the chance to show you what it can be: calm, clear, and strong. If this helped you understand your skin differently, like this video, subscribe for more real skincare guidance, and share this with someone who needs to hear that doing less might finally give them more. Because sometimes your skin doesn't need more effort, it needs more freedom.